All right, Brian Particelli, twofab.com here. How are you both today?
Good, how are you?
There I am. Good. I gotta
Good.
say, I have watched all the screeners. I know you haven't seen them yet, but I am excited for everyone else to see it. This series, it comes out the gate. There's the first episode, we have the swinging scandal, porn addiction, arrest. Obviously, Taylor, you're involved in couple of those, but a lot of that's already been talked about in a lot of the promos. I'm just curious, since the show has been announced, since these trailers have started coming out, what has the reaction been like from the Mormon community for both of you?
It's been mixed. I would say at first it was really negative, and it still is. And people are upset, understandably so. And I just hope that people can give the show a chance and watch the episodes first because our whole story is so much more in depth than a 2 minute trailer. So I hope that that's the case. But I also have seen it change a little bit where some Mormons are coming out and supporting us and saying, stop being so judgmental. That's not how our church is. So I appreciate that, but it's always going to be a little bit of both, I think.
Yeah. When I feel like you have kind of like that a TV show for one, you're gonna get backlash. I feel like no matter what. But also
Yeah.
when you get like a different dynamic, especially with Mormonism,
Yeah.
you're adding in there. And you're getting all everyone on this different spectrum of Mormonism, so you have a very devout one that maybe have left, and then people that are in the middle. But then you get the judgment because I feel like they think we're representing them and what they do, and how they live,
Mm,
but we're not. And it's just like our story to tell. And I feel like as soon as they see the show, they'll understand that. So I understand kind of like they don't know yet, and it's
yeah.
scary just for
Yeah.
us as well.
Yeah.
But I think it'll kind of change once it comes out. But we could be delusional too, you know?
I was
That's
gonna say, is there something that you're maybe worried about once it does air, what the reactions will be to that? And on the flip side, something you're looking forward to people seeing and maybe getting set straight.
Oh, yeah. I feel like, well, once it airs, I really hope that maybe it has like changed people's minds a little bit. Like, oh, okay, like this is not what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that. I can't say for sure. And then I think, what was the second question? Sorry.
What you're nervous about.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe I mean,
everything.
you have a
No,
lot of drama.
I feel like a lot of it's out there. I just hope, I, I guess my story, I just hope that like it's a bigger picture into my story rather than just the headlines that you hear. So
Yeah.
I'm excited, but I'm nervous for that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for people to see that A, we're not putting the church down. This is not to bash on it. Most of the girls are active Mormons and talk highly of the church. And
Yeah.
that we also aren't saying this is how all Mormons are. No, we're just airing our dirty laundry because it's our stories to tell, but we're not saying we're a representation of the church.
Mm.
And then something I'm nervous for is that I am the one in the group that drinks and has left the church. So I know I'll maybe get backlash on that. So
No, no.
Mm.
that's the bad one.
And I'm curious what you think maybe the husbands or boyfriends are going to think once they actually see the episodes. I know you haven't seen them either, but do you think they might reconsider or I guess reconsider their actions, or maybe it'll spark more conversation or change, or do you fear it might reopen old wounds?
I think all of that, honestly, I think you hit it right on the head. For my boyfriend, I can speak for no, I can't speak for him, but what I will say, he's nervous, and I think he had intention of being like a good boyfriend and protective, and I think it could come off completely different. And he's nervous for how he's going to come off because he's such a genuine good guy at the end of the day, and
Mm.
it could come off very different. And I can't speak for the other guys, but there were some things I'm sure you saw in there that they might regret doing on TV, but
Yeah.
can't
But how many times do you get to watch the mistakes back? So
Yeah.
hopefully they can take it and grow. But there are some husbands and boyfriends that are probably going to cringe watching it.
And like, do you think this might spark some conversation about, things like misogyny in the church and the gender roles, and especially when it comes to like Zach and Jen? I think that's a big storyline towards the end of the season, and
Yeah.
just dealing with all that.
Yeah, within our own friend group, it started that conversation. So I think the rest of the world's going to see it too. And it probably will continue on into season 2 if we get one.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting because the show airing is going to change all of the friendships and relationships.
Yeah.
And I was going to
So
say, for Taylor, I think there is so much obviously leading up to this, revolving around the swinging aspect of it. I'm curious for you, do you wish that there were others involved in that controversy who, one, either spoke out with you or were part of the show with you to maybe give you that kind of springboard or someone else to go off of?
yeah, I'm actually glad you've asked this because you're the first person to ask me
Yeah.
this. Yes, absolutely. I felt like it's unfortunate because they're coming out after the fact of the show being filmed.
Yeah.
And so I felt like for the respect of them, I don't believe I used any names or people involved. I was very, I want to say respectful, like I could have came out and full out said it, you know?
Yeah,
Uh, but I think when the trailer was released, there's being podcasts made, there's people coming out now, and it's just like, they're
Damage
just,
control.
yeah, they're just nervous. And I'm like, where was all this when you could have, you know? And who's to say I even talked about you on the show anyways, right?
right.
Probably doing a disservice to themselves, but I do wish, and I wouldn't be surprised if they came out and tried for season 2, if we got one. Yeah, yeah.
And do you either of you have regrets about the first season that maybe you would take towards season 2 and maybe change things a little bit?
I think once the show airs, we'll know. I'm sure we're going to have
Mm,
answers,
Yeah.
but I would say for the most part, I'm super proud of everything we filmed. I
yeah.
don't know how it's edited, but I enjoyed the process. I would say the only thing is just like making sure that I speak my truth always and like speak my mind, which I think I
Yeah.
did a pretty good job with, but there were times I tried to stay back. So I'm like, oh, this doesn't involve me, but I did have an opinion. And I think in season 2, like I'm a little more used to this now. So I'd be like a little more outspoken in certain situations, but I am
Yeah.
outspoken, so who knows?
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought you did great.
Oh, thanks.
For me, I wish I said this earlier, but more of I wanted to be present with like more of like my girls too, because I feel like I was so distracted. Obviously, one like family and my relationship that I wasn't present here and able
Yeah.
to like speak my mind with mom talk, and that's
Yeah.
the point. A lot of point of the show, and
Well, she's our leader, you know? It's like,
and I just sat back and like watched it all. And I'm like, what in the heck? Like I feel like I'm like her and have an opinion, and I didn't say a whole lot there. And I
Yeah.
think I'd go back. I would do that differently.
we're going to come in as a force
Well,
next.
right. Season 2, I'm ready.
Wow.
All right. Well, thank you both for your time today. And I can't wait for people to see this. Have a good one.
So good to meet you.